Well, hello everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday here. I figured, what the heck, we'll do something a little bit different since we're in Southern California and we're having the remnants of the Hurricane Hillary there. Now, tropical storm, I think, or tropical depression. I can't remember which one it is now. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to jump into the flight sim and hope that's not too loud. Anyway, jump into the flight sim and take a little flight from Phoenix into San Diego. So we got Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim fired up, and up in the upper right corner you should see my webcam, which is why I'm not on screen, because I'm using it to point out my window and watch the palm trees blow in the rain. All right, let's see here. What do I gotta do? That, and let's get flying here. Keep an eye on the chat there, and let me know if you guys can hear me there good. Hopefully looks all good on my end. Try not to bump the microphone too much. And we're going to be flying the Phoenix Delta Airlines Airbus A320 today. Should be a fun flight into San Diego, right in the middle of the tropical storm. All right, let's get my power on over here. Hopefully my flight sim doesn't crash. All our stuff on here, get ready to get on our way here. Gotta do a little bit of prep here. A little stutter there. Jeffrey Jones says it's all good. Good. It's been a while since I've done any live streaming. Got our flight imported from SimBrief. And we'll get our passengers and everything loaded up here. I'm just going to go load it instantaneous. Our FMC all set up here. Import our flight plan from SimBrief there. Takes just a minute, and our flight number today is Delta DL 007. And let's see here, cost index today is a whopping 5. And I think we're only going up to 30,000 feet. Our IRS is aligned. Do that. Take a look at our weights over here, 129.6 and 29.7. 29.6, 29.7. Get our fuel all set up. Adrian, no movie on the flight here. All you get to do is watch the palm trees there in the corner. That's a live shot from the window right here behind me, looking up at my neighbor's palm trees. the short flight today, Phoenix to San Diego. We'll see how fun that is. And let's see, we got to get our flight plan in place here. Let's see, we'll be departing Phoenix 07 left, and we're doing the Airbird 1 Mohawk. That inserted into San Diego. We'll be landing runway 27. This should be fun. Hopefully we don't crash. And I think what we're going to do is do the RNAV Y, the 27. Arrival Lucky 1, Hogs transition. There's that, and back over here. Get our speed set up over here. No, we're not running trains today. A little too humid for trains. Now let's see, what was our departure again? 7 left. I think it's dry over there. Thought I saw some lightning flash over there. Oh man, I see lightning in the background. Let's let's take a look at our weather observation here. And usually it shows it down here. Not getting our METAR data. Alright, well, just go with that. Got V speeds 135, 140. Enter those and then we can get on our way. 135. B2. Double check that, and flap settings today are going to be 1 down, 0.1. Forgot to check my temperature there, 66. Flex speed for today. Let's take a quick look at our flight plan here. We'll step through our flight plan, see if it checks out here. Looking good. See if we got any discontinuities, and I normally don't think I have any going into San Diego here from Phoenix. Nope. Just back up to the top of the flight plan. Go back to our arc. Let's go ahead and get our APU fired up. Everybody seated. Everything looking good up here. Wait for the APU to get turned on. Turn up my volume here just a little bit so I can actually hear things. Waiting for the APU to finish up over here. Get a little bit of bleed pressure, and we can go ahead and get on our way here. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and turn our ECAS on. Flying off network today, so what we're going to do is adjust our initial altitude, which is going to be 30,000 up to San Diego. No ATC today. Alright, looks like we've got our bleed 29 psi. Go ahead and get out of here. Come back in, we'll start our departure here. Or pushback, I should say. Get rid of our jetway. Door closed. And we'll get our tug connected. And we'll get our bleed from our APU going. Get our beacon on. We'll disconnect our external power. On simulator, catch up. Tends to go a little bit slow there on the frames when actually streaming. Now, I'm going to take a look at our departure here. Bring it up on my other screen and pull it over here. Got to import my current flight here. And we'll just set our arrival here. And let's see where we were doing RNAV Y. Good, RNAV Y final. That'll look good. Y27, we'll add that to the route. And let's take a look at our gates and over here in Phoenix. And that's where we are, and we are departing all the way down here. So we're going to push back, and then nose is going to go to the left, taxi all the way down to 7 left. I'm swigging coffee over here. Get that out of the way. Get on my other screen so I can see the chat. I think we're ready to go here. Get some lighting on in here too. Rid of our armrest. Oh yeah, we never got our METAR there, our weather. So I'm gonna take a look at that really quick on the other screen. To get my altimeter setting, it is 2974. Let's go ahead and set that nice and low. $974. Set it on the backup here. Alright, and I think we're ready to go here. My goodness, stutters all over the place. Alright, we get our parking brake off, and go ahead and let's take a look outside here really quick. Hopefully that's not too loud. So, we're sitting at gate, what is that, 5F. Push back over here, and again, nose is going to go to the right. Alright, parking brakes off. Let's go ahead and start our pushback here. while we're doing that, we can get our number 2 engine fired up. Yeah, hello Andy there from Illinois. Yeah, Benjamin's the co-pilot here. He's actually snoozing in the back. Fortunately here, I gotta always forget which way to turn this. Yeah, there we go. That's all right. Just get relatively lined up over here and we can get on our way. Now those outside views may be a little loud right there. Right there is good. Let's stop it. And disconnect the tug. Get that out of the way. I always forget to push the right buttons when I'm doing my views right there. Let's get our parking brake back on, and looks like we got a good start on number 2. We'll go ahead and start number 1. Yeah, I think Carl, or maybe Mr. Stamford down there. We hear thunder. Should be a fun departure. Just wait for everything to get fired up here. There we go, looking good. Go ahead and let's see, arm our ground spoilers. We'll take our parking brake off and zoom in here really quick. Turn this stuff up a little bit. Oh yeah, always forget my weather detection here. Let's turn that on here. Although unfortunately, the Airbus does not have a working radar display, so Phoenix A320 currently. I'm going to disregard the company message because that's usually just a load sheet. Our brakes on here. Alright, let's go ahead and turn the APU off. We'll go taxi lights on. Cabin call, make sure everything's good over there. I think it's a little toasty here, so I'm going to turn the cabin air down a little bit. Everything else looks good right there. Seat belts, no smoking, ground spoilers armed. And let's see, one thing I always forget to do is that right there. Alright, so we're basically going to taxi all the way down here. Take off to the runway on our left. We've got our auto braking to max, flaps set to 1. Down the center line of the taxiway here. Getting darker. This is a payware scenery for Phoenix, so it kind of takes a big hit on my frame rates, which is why you see a little bit of stuttering here. I don't have my current frame rate up, but probably not very good. I'm guessing in the 20s. I click that. S-config. So, takeoff checklist here. Auto brakes on max. Signs are on. Cabin ready. Spoilers armed. Flaps set for takeoff. And takeoff config check normal. I know I'm looking at the stream there. It's probably real stuttery over there, but it will improve as soon as we get off the ground here. Running to OBS, I'm getting about 37 frames per second, so may not look like it up there. Take a left on Delta 1 over to the runway, start our departure. Don't see any rain on the windshield yet. Sorry, I had my mic off when I was talking. We're coming up to Delta 1 there. Just let the cabin crew know we're ready for departure. Look at that lightning. Here, get our strobes on to auto. We'll take a quick look down there. I think we were down 2 on the trim. Close enough. All this weather over here is probably hitting my frames too, not just the airport. Oh my goodness. It's so bad. I'm having trouble just lining up on the runway here. Alright, landing lights on. My throttle here is a little funky, so what I do is I gotta actually look at it. Otherwise, I'll go past the flex speed here really quick. All right, I think we're good. Yep. Got flex 266. And the runway there. Come on. We got a good crosswind here. Come on, correct. Yeah, this frame rate's not helping me either. Promise we'll get off the ground. And let's go ahead and rotate. Ooh, crazy. Positive rate, gear up. Be interesting going into San Diego with all this weather. Yep, it's not model trains today. Throttles back to climb. Go ahead, lower the nose and pick up a little bit of speed here before I engage the autopilot. Look at Phoenix going by. Once we get to 210 here, pull flaps up. And we'll get our autopilot on. We'll get our ground spoilers disarmed. Go ahead and get some terrain on here. I didn't want to put it on earlier because I wasn't sure if it was going to impact the frame rates. The frame rates there picking up a little bit. It's time for upgrade to my system. See your Phoenix off in the distance there, hopefully. And whenever that airport's in view, the frame rates just go out the window here. Let's take a look at the other side, see if that helps. It should smooth out here shortly. Come on there, YouTube, catch up. We're going to be in the clouds the whole time here today. Alright, we're almost at 16,000, so let's get the landing light off. I'm busy looking at everything else. Never turned on the smoking seatbelt sign. There we go. I think we popping out of the clouds finally. Flight time over to San Diego should be just about an hour or so. Pretty quick hop. Yeah, I told you the frames would probably improve once we got in the air here. And we'll go over to what I wanted. Over to standard on the atmosphere. And this is such a quick flight that go ahead and prep our arrival already into San Diego. Gregory, this is definitely an IFR trip. Let's see here. I'm going to see if we get getting up some new weather here for San Diego. Looks like winds out of the north at 9 miles visibility, light rain, scattered at 7,500, overcast at 9,500. And the pressure is pretty low, 29 to 46. We've got remnants of Hurricane Hillary coming in. We will be landing runway 27 and I'm going to say this, let's see, dry, good, medium. Go with medium. Now it's raining there. Take a look at our landing weight to figure that out. Here are all our messages. Here is just take a quick look at our estimated landing rate or weight. 138.9. 138. About 9. And that's taking up the whole runway here. Let's go with medium auto brake. Still pretty low. We're going to be going with maximum annual braking, huh? So we'll go medium. auto brake, and then I'll probably just do manual braking anyway. We'll be doing max reverse, full flaps. Alright, that looks good. Cows go moo, yeah. Well, you know what? That's the way you learn. If turn all the assists off, and you will learn. You will crash, but that's the way you actually get the feeling of the plane. Now, granted, we're flying the Airbus here, so it's more of a system manager sort of situation, although we're still flying. But you just got to know which buttons to push and when. Almost at 30,000 feet here. Let's zoom out a little bit. And hopefully I don't get the big frame hit. I'll pull up my Navigraph charts here. And let's see here. We are doing the RNAV Y runway 27. Over to our day charts here. And let's see, Revo will be at the final approach fix at 2,000 feet, so we could set that right now. We're not talking to ATC or anything like that today, so my mistake. We haven't even gotten up to climb yet. We haven't even gotten to our cruise altitude yet, and I'm already setting our descent. How's it looking outside? Palm trees are still lightly blowing over here. Mainly just a lot of rain, most part. While we climb up to 30,000 here, let me quick gander at the radar. And so San Diego is right down here. Got a couple PIREPs. And here's Phoenix. To give you an idea of our arrival and departure route. Okay. We're following the purple line for the most part. And we've got a couple PIREPs here. It's this guy, light chop, 27,000, some light rime icing. Plus 35 knot tailwind on final. That was an A320 also. When was that? 44 minutes ago. Alright. Another one. Plus 35 knot tailwind on final. Alright. It should be an interesting arrival into San Diego. Alright, there we go. Now we're at our cruise altitude here. What's our speed? Probably bump that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and speed it up just a tad. Looks like we got a 53 knot crosswind. This is our winds right here. It's the direction and speed. Yeah, there, Russ. We definitely have quite a few side hobbies. If I'm not messing with my layout, I'm building models or flying flight simulator, among other things. Yeah, they're Alabama rail fanning. Astronomy too. I've got 2 telescopes. A lot of hobbies. We're speeding up nicely here. Let's take a look and see where we are actually. We're just coming up through Gila Bend. I think my brightness is turned down here. I'm going to crank that up. There we go. Well, we're cruising over here. Let's get rid of this company message. Come over to the right FMC here. And like I said before, it's usually just these load sheets that I pretty much ignore when I'm flying for fun. So top of descent here is 82 miles. Let's go ahead and we'll enter our arrival information here. Refresh this METAR. And looks like we got 2946 for our altimeter. I'll do it over here. Yep. I'm complaining. What did I say? 2946. Yeah, 2946. Let's see. Winds 330 at 8. I think it's 207 if I recall correctly. That's our barometric altitude. Come on. Get the right approach plate up over here. Come on. Yeah. Hey, thank you. Yeah, we'll take a look down here. LNAV, let's see, 260. 260, or sorry, it's 260. 760 and 743. So 760. That in there. We just got to get our temp. And our temperature is 23. Of course, that's Celsius. I need Fahrenheit. Is 73. All right, that's all set. Top of descent, 60 miles. Now we can go ahead and put in that 2,000. Come on. Yeah, cows go moo. Well, I guess it depends on what you really want for the size of the layout or the HO. You know, whether you get HO or N scale or something. I find HO a little bit more easy on the eyes, and I've got kind of the room for it. But if you don't have the room and you still want to have a larger layout, then you know, you might consider N scale. Looking nice out here. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the volume just a little bit here so we can go outside. Take a look at our plane. Flying into all those clouds. This should be fun. Yeah, well, you can still get HO or you can get N scale, you know, with sound. But I guess it just depends. Like, it depends on how much money you want to spend, how much how much room you have, that sort of thing. I prefer 8 HO scale just because, like I said, it's just a little bit easier to work with. You know, it's not so small. Zoom in over here, get ready for our descent, which I believe, let's see, 42 miles to go. Do a little real world weather look up here. Get our radar in motion here. And so let's see, we're about right here, someplace coming up to Yuma, and yeah, a lot of rain bands coming into San Diego. Actual observation there, and they're starting to report light rain, 9 miles. Palm Springs has got heavy rain, 1.5 miles visibility. Looks like moderate rain over here in where I'm at. '15 by 15 is pretty good size, even for HO. I mean, when I started my layout, it was, let me think about this, it was like 10 by 16, I think. Just one bay in my garage. And obviously I kind of expanded it out a little bit more. Yeah, that's I did the continuous loop. That's why basically my layout is just a loop. I'll bring up my general layout here in any rail while we're waiting to descend. Let's see here. don't remember which one's which. Let's see here. Yeah, so yes, this is the latest layout. So this section here, this portion of it, with the yard, this is what I started with, which is basically just a big loop. Goes around and around, and then I kind of divided up at this end here at the bottom to make Westminster and Huntington Beach. So, and I kept the loop just for the heck of it, just to have, have trains go around in a circle. And then working on the new edition here for Orange, which is almost all in place. I've just got to start doing scenery really now. Got to pay attention to our flight over here. Ooh, looking dark and ominous out there. Go ahead and put my airports on here. Give me a little bit more situational awareness. About 10 miles to descent. Yeah, if you're not good at track planning, just go online and find one that that looks decent. You can actually download my track plan. If you go into the community tab in YouTube, I have a post there with that exact same output that I just showed you from AnyRail. Right, I'm going to go ahead and go to managed speed here, so we'll start slowing down a little bit, and we're going to start our descent here in about 5 miles, actually 2 miles. All those dark clouds out there, this should be fun. Turn the sound up there just a little bit. Alright, let's do our descent here. Take a look at the Salton Sea here. Oh, we got clouds over here at Holtsville. I was hoping to see Holtsville Airport out here. Maybe it's on the other side. It's under the clouds. Every time I fly in my flight simulator here, I always like to take a quick gander over at the Holtsville Airport there, because in the real world, when I was flying and working on my private license, I had a little engine trouble flying right here, and ended up doing an emergency landing at that airport. And spent the afternoon sitting there waiting for somebody to come out and fix my plane. So what we're looking at here is Salton Sea, Coachella Valley, and Palm Springs, way off in the distance over there in the clouds. Zoom back out over here on our map. We're descending through 26,000 feet. So take a quick look at the latest weather here. At 2964 still for the altimeter. Just scattered condition, nothing down low, so should be pretty decent. or of the arrival that's going to be kind of bumpy, I think. Yeah, it is a little bit of a learning curve there. I do recommend using like AnyRail 6. You can download that and actually kind of play around with it with just a limited amount of track to kind of get used to it, or see if you want to spend the I don't know, $25 or whatever it costs. I don't recall. Alright, looks like we're going to be going in the soup here any minute. Six-pack flight instruments, yeah. I think I had a couple like that somewhere too. Yeah, we might fill up the Salton Sea there a little bit today. Alright, what we're going to do? We're going to do medium braking, I think. Let me double check here. I can't remember. What do we say? Yeah, medium braking. And let's see, seatbelt signs are on. We'll notify the crew. It's going to get a little bumpy here. Going to be much to look at out here. I can kind of see a few bumps here. We'll see how it goes when we get a little bit lower. I can see rain on the windshield here. And let's take a look at our temperature. We got plus 12. Well, I don't think we're going to see any icing. Don't have to worry about that. And we can put on the most useless windshield wipers here. Apparently they're not working. I think maybe we're a little bit too fast for them to come on. Yeah, you can program Russ. You can program like different failures and things like that. All right, we go 18,000 feet. Let's go ahead and crank down our altimeter here. I think it was 6.4. Nope, 4.6. Ooh, you're down there. Yeah, come on. Heavy rain. We may just all die here. I don't know. Yeah, you can have the flight sim kind of make them random, so you don't know when something's going to happen, whether it's a system failure or an engine failure or something like that. Am I going to run some trains after I land? I think I'm going to go have a little late lunch after I land. Take a look outside. Maybe I'll take Ben for a little walk here. Not raining too hard at the moment, from what I can see. Getting a little dark down here. And it says we've got scattered at 7,500, overcast at 9,500 here, so we should be kind of popping out fairly high. Look at my palm trees are blowing there a little bit. Not much to look at over here, just rain going by the windows. Yeah, you never unbuckled because that sign, I never turned off the seatbelt sign. Popping in and out here a little bit, starting to see a little bit of cloud cover. See the tops here. Now let's see here. Checking to see if I'm gonna forget to do anything. We entered our arrival information. We got our auto brakes on. Pretty much at 10,000 feet in a minute here. No point in turning on our landing lights yet. Let's see. Our estimated time of arrival keeps keeps changing around up there on the top of the screen. But I'm guessing we'll be on the ground here in probably about another 10 minutes or so. Flown this approach into San Diego quite a bit. Yeah, I always run real world weather. Though sometimes even that doesn't come out right, but on days like today, apparently it is pretty decent. Now, hopefully, the sim doesn't crash. So I just gotta warn you guys. We got making a big build up for the landing here, but my sim has been crashing occasionally. So and it always seems to do it like when you're on final to land. So hopefully we get past that. Some pretty heavy rain here. It's looking dark. We're passing 7,300 feet. Should start popping out of here someplace, although it's probably a little bit lower out towards the approach out here. scattered conditions or broken conditions at like 7,500 was at the airport. Noise out there on this thing. You can hear the rain pelting the windshield here. Alright, we'll let the flight crew know we're almost on final approach here. And we'll get our spoilers out. Start slowing down. Landing system on, activate approach. Get our first notch of flaps in. Our landing lights on. I'm going to go ahead and just control the speed myself instead of doing a programmed approach, just to get us slowed down a little bit quicker. Alright, there's 200. We'll go first notch of flaps. Double check, landing lights are on. Yep. And we go ahead and
2,500.
armor speed brakes. There's 2,500 gears coming down. Now we'll go back up to managed speed. Should be coming up to about Rebo. Is 5.2 miles out. Go to flaps 3. Okay, gears down, signs on, cabin ready, spoilers armed. We're just waiting for full flaps here. Let us get slowed down just a little tiny bit more. And I'm going to turn up the sound just a little bit. You can listen to the arrival noise here. Looks like we're popping out. We're at 1,700. See the ridge line over Balboa Park here. Take a quick look out here. And there's downtown San Diego for what you can see it.
$1,000.
Check. Get a direct crosswind from the right, so this should be interesting. No airport in sight. Good, start coming on here a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and kill the autopilot. Have the runway in sight, my airplane.
Nimmer.
400.
We're landing. Sim doesn't die. Come on.
400.
A little low.
300. 200. 200.
Back on glide path. Bit stuttery over here. That's not helping me. And we're high.
$100.
Rate.
40,
pretty, huh?
30, 20, retard.
Out of my way there, dude. Alright, there's 60. Well, that wasn't pretty, but hey, we made it down. Our spoilers disarmed. Unfortunately, the stutter doesn't help with controlling an airplane, and mainly it's a lot better when I'm not streaming. So it's just my computer trying to run the simulator and feed the stream. Get our landing lights off. I'm not even going to fire up the APU. I'm just going to park it and call it a day. Welcome to San Diego, everybody. We made it in the middle of is it tropical storm now? This ramp's a little funky over here. Yeah, it's time for me to upgrade my CPU and GPU. Either that or get a dedicated streaming computer if I decide to do more streaming. Alright, brakes on. And parking brake on. Let's see what else we got to do here. See if we get ground power. I don't think so, but I think that's it for today. I can get back outside here. It's going to be loud. Turn that down a little bit. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that not train video. But at least we got to chit-chat a little bit, and I think I'm going to go maybe work on the layout a little bit. So I'm going to sign off here, go get some food, and see if it's raining not too heavily, take Ben for a walk. And then, yeah, see if maybe I can do a train video for you guys next. So, take care.